Ayan, nag-umpisa na naman ng away si Lorna Kapunan, mga kababayan, kay Atty Ferrer. Hindi matunawan, mga kababayan, doon sa kanilang debate, mga kababayan, doon tungkol sa misleading. Muling kinalkal ni Lorna Kapunan. At nagkakalat na naman ng kasinungalingan, mga kababayan, tong sinungaling na tong animal na to. Ayun. Si Chis Escudero na mismo ang sumapalpal dito, mga kababayan. Hindi na lang siya pinansin ni Atty Ferrer. Dahil si Chis na mismo ang nagklaro doon sa issue ni Kapunan, mga kababayan. Samantala, eto namang kampon ni Kapunan, mga kababayan, habang nagpo-cross-examine si Atty Ferrer doon sa witness, objection ng objection. Yun naman pala, mga kababayan, kahit ni isa, walang lumusot sa kanyang objection. Kawawa naman, nilamon ng buo ni Atty Ferrer, mga kababayan. I love it. Panoorin niyo po, ha?
Again, the statement of counsel is misleading.
Misleading. Inumpisahan mo na naman ang away, visit ka. Tapos na yung usapin na yan, mga kababayan Ito si Kapunan, hindi tunawan.
Because it was very clear. It was very clear, and the transcripts will show that the immediate phrase which led to my
Oy, ungas. Kung misleading yun, sana ang objection mo, objection, Your Honor, misleading. Ang objection mo is yes or no lang
remark was not about leading, it was about misleading, Your Honor.
Shut
If
up.
I heard it, if the whole legal profession
Huwag
heard
mo nang i-twist, Elton John.
it, if this courtroom heard it, if the outside audience heard it, then it must
We all heard it. Hindi ka nag-object na misleading.
be, it is what it is.
It is what
She
it
had
is.
said misleading is allowed.
No! She did not say it. Eto na, mga kababayan. Time to, supalpal. Atty Ferrer, supalpalin mo nga yan. Hindi nakapagsalita si Atty Ferrer tungkol doon, mga kababayan
And I responded to that, and I'd like that to be on record, Your Honor.
Wow, shut up on record. Kahit ipaulit pa natin i-play, mga kababayan.
Let us not mislead again this honorable court.
Ikaw nga ang nagmi-mislead.
Your Honor,
Without the chair already made a ruling earlier regarding this matter brought
Hoy,
about
pasagutin mo muna, Cheese. Nagsisinungaling na naman ang buisit na Elton John
by the lead counsel. In lieu of that, the chair will simply furnish the parties with a copy of the TSN, wherein, I will quote again for the record, for the last time, and then we proceed with cross. It's already 11. Attorney Kapunan, leading, misleading questions are not allowed on cross.
No! Sa cross-examination, mga kababayan, allowed ang leading.
Ms. Ferrer,
Wala ka nang matatanong dyan. Kung di yan allowed.
Attorney Ferrer, they are allowed. This is what the transcript says, and it has no reference to Attorney Ferrer stating specifically that misleading questions are allowed, and perhaps the confusion arose with respect to
Yes or no,
the
doon.
TSN, again, not being able to capture the perhaps overlapping statements made by both counsels, and we should leave it at that already, counsels, and move on.
No, not move on. Ay, pasagutin mo si Atty Ferrer.
thank you, Your Honor.
So, when you're ready, no more manifestations, Attorney Christine?
Meron, go ahead.
None, Your Honor. We will
Proceed to cross.
Yes, proceed to cross.
Wag mo lang patulan, wag na lang. Hindi na lang niya pinatulan, mga kababayan. Basta maliwanag doon si yung sabi ni Cheese, mga kababayan, na hindi niya tinutukoy na ang misleading is allowed. Si Cheese na mismo kumpirma. Pasalamat ka, Kapunan, hindi pumatol ito si Ferrer sa'yo. Kundi magagalit ka na naman. Matatai ka na naman sa sa lawal.
Attorney May, you shall be the counsel for the prosecution.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed, ma'am, when you're ready.
Good morning,
Ayan na naman ang tampon ni Kapunan, Manang-mana.
Mr. Ortonio.
Good morning, Mama. I'm Buntag.
Good morning.
Earlier, you said or you confirmed that no PFP or the no PFP was attached.
Diyos ko Lord, ang mga matrimonyo, mga kababayan, na nagsampa kay VP Sara ng yung mga petitioner, andyan sa likod, Andyan si Kong Hun, mga kababayan, na anong nangyari kay Kong Hun? Parang isang bulati na rin, mga kababayan, na lang ang kulang, Hindi nakapirma. Andun si Abante Liling. Wala nang cross si Abante,
Attached to the August 2022 letter
Ay, meron pala, itim. Diyos ko Lord.
of the OVP to the DBM. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. And the reason for this was because at that time, it is not being required by the joint circular to attach the PFP to that letter.
Based on my understanding, ma'am, attaching the PFP is not required to the letter request, ma'am.
Hindi required ha. So ano yung sinasabi mga kababayan na yung financial plan, bakit wala daw dito? Hindi naman pala required. Pero andun yun mga kababayan, nasa separate na mayroong financial plan. Pero naka-separate. Hindi naka-attach doon dahil hindi naman required.
Thank you. Nonetheless, when
Nonetheless,
the DBM asked for documents in response to that request, you complied and submitted documents, correct?
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
And you submitted those documents through your letter dated September 9, 2022.
Yes, through our transmittal letter to the DBM.
Thank you. And the DBM, in fact, accepted your subsequent transmittal.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
In-accept ng DBM. Kung nagkulang mga kababayan sila, na required yun, hindi sana yun in-accept in the first place. So, yung intriga mga kababayan ng prosecution na bakit walang financial plan na naka-attach dito, hindi required.
And the DBM did not say that those documents which you transmitted on September 9, 2022 were not compliant with the joint circular or with the law.
We did not receive any comment, ma'am, regarding the submitted PFP.
And the DBM, in fact, did not reject your submission.
No, ma'am, we did not receive any comment from the DBM.
And you will confirm also that the DBM even recommended the approval of your request to the Office of the President after your submission of those documents, correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct, ma'am.
Ayan. Nirecommend pa nga mga kababayan. At ang nakakatawa, parang hinaharangan pa ng prosecution kanina mga kababayan na wag magtanong ng mga leading question. Normally, hindi talaga pwede mga kababayan ang leading question sa sa cross-examination. Pero this time mga kababayan, hostile witness ito laban sa prosecution. So nabaliktad mga kababayan. Ang dapat kasi dati kung hindi hostile witness, ang pwedeng makapagtanong ng leading question yung prosecution sa kanyang mga kababayan, sa kanyang testigo. Pero hostile So baliktad mga kababayan, siya ang pwedeng magtanong ng leading. Pero yung misleading, either way, wala talaga, hindi pwede.
And your request for
Yung leading question mga kababayan, example, pinapakonfirm mo lang na yes or no.
additional budget was actually approved by the Office of the President.
That's correct, ma'am.
And in the process of approving your request for additional budget, no issue whatsoever was raised by either the DBM or the Office of the President regarding the documents that you submitted.
We did not receive any comment regarding the submissions that we've made.
Thank you. You were also asked yesterday regarding the good governance program that was mentioned in the PFP for the fourth
Financial plan ng PFP
quarter
ha.
of 2022. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
Tinanong
And,
sa kanya.
As someone who supervises the Administrative and Financial Management Office of the OVP, you confirmed that the confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022 was requested to ensure the safe implementation of the OVP's good governance program.
That's correct, ma'am.
Yes, that's correct.
And the confidential funds were not used to fund the good governance program in itself. But
Yes.
the implementation
The implementation yan.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
Now we go to the 2023 PFP, which I assume you also recall. The 2023 PFP indicated that the phrase Socioeconomic program
Kaya, yung mga kababayan, yung kanilang issue na bakit dito sa programa ninyong tree planting, ginamitan pa ng confidential fund, natural. Saan ka ba mag-tree planting? Di ba dun sa mga remote areas, mga kababayan? O para secure. Malay mo, yung tree planting nila mga kababayan, kabilang yun sa paniniktik doon sa mga sa lugar. Para malaman nila ang sitwasyon talaga ng lugar. At the same time, nakapagtanim pa sila ng kahoy.
delivery instead of good governance program. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
And the Socioeconomic Program Delivery is a program of the OVP for the 2023.
Yes, yun po yung parang encompassing program title for all the projects of the OVP
For the year 2020.
for the year 2023.
Again, the confidential funds for the year 2023 were not used to fund the
Objection.
socio-economic program
This
itself.
time, Your Honor,
Hala. Bakit ka mag-iistorbo dyan?
I
Ano, bruha?
will have to object.
Not yet done, Your Honor.
Oh, not yet done.
Not
Oh.
Yes.
Kindly finish your question, Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. The confidential funds for the year 2023 were not used to fund the socio-economic program itself, but the safe implementation thereof.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
So
correct.
for the
Your Honor, we
prosecution,
would like to-
before the witness answers, the answer of the witness is stricken off. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. The question, this witness, Your Honor, based on his answers yesterday, is incompetent to testify on that. Why do I say that, Your Honor? First, this
Incompetent. Ikaw ang incompetent.
witness admitted yesterday that it was the Vice President herself who requested the confidential funds. And second, Your Honor, he himself explained that he had no participation whatsoever in the disbursement of said confidential funds.
Ayaw mo lang ayaw mo lang masagot na hindi yun parte ng pinagamitan ng confidential fund. Ito talaga mga ungas na to, no?
So this witness, Your Honor, by his own admission, is incompetent to testify where the
Who
confidential
are you to stay incompetent?
funds were spent or what the confidential funds.
Ipadala niyo na lang sila chika dyan. Pero hindi naman siya incompetent pa kababayan dahil andyan sa kanya ang record Andyan sa kanya ang record. Kabilang nga siya sa nag-handle ng record mga kababayan.
Was spent on or were spent on.
Quick reply, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yesterday, yes, the witness also testified that he is the administrative and financial management officer. Your Honor, he is the supervising officer of the administrative and financial management
O kailangan lang tingnan niya ang record niya, di ba?
office of the
Hindi naman natin tinatanong ang kung anong confidential activity na yon.
OVP, and that all budgets, as a general rule, are being approved by him, Your Honor. And he, in fact, participated in the request for the confidential funds in the year 2022, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may just make a very quick rebuttal.
Before the chair makes a ruling, yes.
Your Honor, we've heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Horses, ikaw ang horse.
The statement of this witness yesterday was that was the general rule. Since that is merely the general rule,
Hayaan mo sumagot na lang kung alam niya. Alam naman natin hindi ginamit. Yun lang naman mga kababayan. For the people to know.
there are exceptions. And he also mentioned, Your Honor, that confidential funds is not among those funds that went through him.
Your Honor, quick reply.
Nagpapatagal lang tong buong na to.
We've dealt this. Too many exchanges already, counsels. If the witness knows, he may respond.
Kung alam niya, pasagutin na lang.
And as you very well know, Attorney May, sometimes a hostile witness may give a different answer on cross, which is a proper subject matter for redirect, if ever, when your time comes. Witness may answer, yes, Mr. Antonio, you may respond to the question.
Taroy, sa palpal na naman. Kawawa ka naman, iha.
Thank you, Your Honor. The way I understand the question is that the confidential funds was not used for any of the regular programs of the OVP under the Socioeconomic delivery programs for the 2023.
As a general rule, alam na yan mga kababayan.
So with that, sir, I can say yes. The
Yan ang kanilang ayaw ipasabi mga kababayan dahil mabubuking ang kanilang propaganda na gusto nilang ipalabas sa kababayan na ginamit sa mga programang mga tree planting ang confidential fund.
Financial funds were not used for the purpose of the implementation of the socioeconomic programs of the OVP
Ayan.
in itself.
Pahiya
And
ka
you
na.
know that information by virtue of your position, not only as the Assistant Chief of Staff, but also as the administrative and but also as the Supervising Officer of the Administrative and Financial Management Office of the OVP.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct, ma'am.
Thank you.
Anong masabi mo dyan? May pala siya, no? As if na kami, parang close. Mae. Anong masasabi mo, Mae? Kaya ka, Mae.
The Socioeconomic program can be found in the 2023 General Appropriations Act.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
confirm that?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct, ma'am.
Okay, and it's a line item, in fact, under the 2023 GAA.
Yes, correct, ma'am.
Okay. As the Assistant Chief of Staff of the OVP, were you made aware of the reason why the Good Governance Program was changed to Socioeconomic Program Delivery in the 2023 PFP, if you know?
Based on
Yan mga kababayan, yan ang ginawang issue nila ha. Bakit daw pinalitan?
my recollection, ma'am, there was a change in the term, in the program title from Good Government.
Title lang ang ha, pero the same pa rin mga kababayan. Basically the same.
Good Governance to Socioeconomic Program in 2023 so that it encompasses, parang mako-cover nung title ng program yung all of the projects of the OVP because because all the programs of the
Wala
OVP
na si Cheese, wala na. Na-COVID na si Cheese Whiz.
addresses yung socioeconomic concerns that the office would want to address.
Thank you. Let's go
Very
to the
well.
AOF.
Very well.
And the notice of suspension. You testified that as the Assistant Chief of Staff, you drafted
Oy, Cheese, ano ka ba? Kung hindi sinisupon, inuubo.
and signed the replies to the AOMs received by the Office of the Vice President for the fourth quarter of 2022, as well as the first to third quarters of 2023. Do you confirm that?
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
And
Correct.
you also signed the OVP's response and supplemental response to the notice of suspension dated December 13, 2023, relative to the fourth quarter relative to the confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022. Do you confirm
Yes,
that?
that's correct, ma'am. I'm one of the signatories.
And because of that, you have studied all of the AOMs as well as the notice of suspension.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
The AOMs sought clarification on the liquidation documents of the OVP, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
The AOMs and the notice of suspension did not contain the phrase, if you recall, did not contain the phrase misuse of funds, if you can recall.
Based on my recollection, ma'am, I cannot recall.
Your Honor, best evidence, original documents, Your Honor.
Sige, tingnan mo na lang sa document.
Your Honor, I know
Sige.
Your Honor, I know
Counsels, we can move on because before your objection, witness already said that he cannot recall. So move on, Attorney Christine.
Move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wala nang issue. Dahil talagang naman mga kababayan, hindi naman talaga misuse.
Okay, and in those AOMs, can you recall if there was any finding of misuse of funds?
Already asked and answered, Your Honor.
I'm asking about findings, Your Honor.
Findings.
Witness may answer. She's asking about findings, counsel.
Based on my understanding, ma'am, no misuse, ma'am.
Aroy, no misuse. Gagalit yan. Dahil gusto nilang ipasabi na misuse daw
Though there were certain clarifications that were made.
Thank you. And the notice of suspension also does not contain any findings on the misuse of funds.
Wala talaga misuse.
None that I can recall. Just some clarifications, ma'am.
None that I can recall.
And the AOMs and the notice of suspension were not final findings of the COA ICFAO when it comes to
not
the
final.
confidential funds of the OVP.
Not
Do you
final.
confirm that?
Yes, ma'am. That's my understanding, ma'am, na once we receive the AOMs, we are given the opportunity to send our comments.
Thank you. In fact, if you know, there is a pending motion for reconsideration before the commission proper relative to the notice of disallowance covering the confidential funds for the fourth
Ala. Objection na naman siya.
quarter of 2022, if you know.
Objection, Your Honor.
Before you answer, Attorney May?
Your Honor, that's no longer covered by the direct examination. The
Ano ka?
rule for the cross-examination of hostile witnesses under Rule 132, Section 13 is different, Your Honor. What can be covered on the
Iiyak na yan.
examination of a hostile witness are only those matters that were covered on direct examination. At no point was a mention of petition for review ever made during direct examination.
The court will give counsel sufficient leeway on cross.
Ano kayo na lang ang mag-guide kung anong itatanong?
The court will also like to find out about this petition for review, which was discussed with the witness, Gina Acosta. Witness, may answer?
Yan, sablay na naman mga kababayan ang kanyang
Sorry again, ma'am, the question, ma'am.
Yes, I'll repeat my question. If you know, there is a pending AR. On the note, there is a pending motion for reconsideration
MR.
of the notice of disallowance covering the confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022.
Yes, ma'am.
Misleading, Your Honor. Your Honor, move to strike, Your Honor, because I wasn't given enough opportunity.
Move to strike. Nanggugulo to.
Your Honor,
Would
enough
the witness
time.
kindly wait just for a few seconds before answering? Yes, what is the ground of the objection, counsel?
It's misleading, Your Honor, because a petition for review, it was
Gusto nga ni Chase na malaman Ano ka ba?
not on, sorry, it was not,
Oy, sinabi na nga ni Chase na pasagutin mo.
I'd rather repeat my question, Your Honor.
Kindly repeat,
If I-
Attorney Christine.
Yes, thank you.
I-repeat na lang dahil atribida yung ungas na yan Atribida.
In fact, okay, if you know, there is a pending motion for reconsideration of the notice of disallowance covering the confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022 before the commission proper of COA.
Your Honor, again,
Yes,
this
counsel.
If you know lang ayaw nilang malaman mga kababayan na mayroong pending.
this would be incompetent to testify on it, Your Honor.
If you know lang Kung hindi nga alam, di tapos.
Participation of this witness in the filing of the petition for review has not yet been established. It wasn't even established yet, Your Honor, that this witness is even aware of the contents of the petition for review.
Your Honor, the court already...
If he knows,
Kawawa
Mr.
naman.
Tony, if you know.
Sablay na naman.
I am aware, Your Honor, but as to the specifics,
Ayan lang naman pala. Ayan ang ayaw nila mga kababayan na mayroong pending na motion for reconsideration. So, hindi pa talaga yan final. Kung ano man ang content nun, baka hindi niya alam mga kababayan, pero mayroon.
on the reply to the or the contents of the MR, I'm not very much aware of the contents.
Contents. Pero alam niyang meron.
Thank you. As to the...
Yan pati yan i-object nga mga kababayan dahil ayaw nilang malaman ng tao na mayroong pending na hindi pa to tapos. That alone mga kababayan, maliwanag na hindi pa yan ongoing pa pala ang appeal.
First to third quarters of 2023, a notice of disallowance was issued by the COA dated March 31, 2026, if you know.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
In fact, you are the person who received the notice on April 8, 2026 on behalf of the Vice President.
Again, Your Honor, with all due
Again na naman siya. And again, you are palpak na naman yung mo.
respect, that's already going beyond what
Hayaan mo na. Relevant yan Anong beyond mga kababayan? Gusto niya yung ang itatanong base lang doon sa kanilang dinirect. Well, hostile witness na yan
was discussed on direct examination, which is already
So, kung hindi pala itatakil doon, ililimit ninyo ang usapan na wala na.
is prescribed under Section 13, Rule 132, Your Honor. At no point did we discuss the notice of disallowance for the last three AOMs.
Chase, scotch tape mo nga yung bungangan yan para hindi na ang gugulo.
Discussion during direct examination were limited to the notice of suspension, up to only the notice of suspension.
The chair will note the convert the objection of counsel to a continuing objection.
Basta continuing mga kababayan wala. Hindi nag-grant pero ni-note lang na nag-object. Kawawa. Kawawa.
With respect to the line of questioning of Attorney Christine.
But still, it will proceed. Ay, nako.
This witness, but the court will allow it, but notes the continuing objection of counsel with respect to these notices of disallowance that were issued.
Thank you,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Antonio, please answer.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you
Iiyak na yun si
repeat the
Mae.
question, ma'am?
Si Mae.
Okay, I will repeat. A notice of disallowance was issued by the COA on dated March 31, 2026, relative to the first to third quarters of 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are the person who received the notice of disallowance on April 8, 2026, on behalf of the Vice President.
Yes, ma'am. I received the document on behalf of the Vice President as the Assistant Chief of Staff.
Okay, thank you. Under the COA rules, if you know, since you are the one who also responded to the AOMs, under the COA rules of procedure, the OVP has 6 months from its receipt of the ND or the notice
Yan.
of disallowance to file
Ayaw nila ipasagot yan mga kababayan dahil ayaw nila malaman na mayroon pang oras si VP Sara para sumagot.
a petition for review with the Commission proper of the COA.
Objection, Your Honor.
Wow,
This witness
objection na
will be
naman.
incompetent. Unlike the joint circular, Your Honor, which he specifically mentioned in his replies, Your Honor. There was no mention whatsoever of the COA rules in any of his replies.
Hayaan mong sumagot. Dahil karapatan na malaman ng tao na mayroon pang 6 months si VP Sara na sumagot sa kanyang kaso dyan sa COA.
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Attorney Christine, move on to, we get your point. You can move on to your
Okay, Your Honor.
Basta ang answer yon yes, mayroon pang 6 months.
I will continue. Now, your involvement when it comes to the OVP confidential funds were, kindly confirm each item. Number 1, processing the request for the confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022.
Misleading, Your Honor. There was no statement to that effect during the direct examination.
Attorney
Your Honor,
Christine?
she asked for the functions, Your Honor. She even presented the documents, Your Honor, pertaining to the confidential funds of 2022, Your Honor.
Bakit hindi mo kahayaan yan para malaman natin talaga kung ano ang kanyang trabaho?
Which the witness also processed. Thank you.
Yes, Attorney May?
If I know, there was no, again, that's misleading, Your Honor.
Misleading, ikaw ang misleading.
Because I never asked about the participation
Hindi naman kailangan na inas mo Sino ka ba?
of this witness in that request. In fact, he himself
Hindi marunong ito, no? Laging ang vague mga kababayan, di ba?
explained, Your Honor, during direct examination that the request was purely the Vice President's. He had no participation whatsoever in the request. He is only aware that a request was made because of that letter that he was confronted with. That's
Tinatanong siya kung ano ang role niya Ano ang trabaho niya? Ano?
why throughout the direct examination, his answers would be
sasakit ng
limited
budhi mo?
to what is
Mas,
contained in the documents.
Well, if he knows counsel, and again, this would be a ripe subject matter for your redirect if he all of a sudden regains, if all of a sudden he remembers, it is a proper subject matter of redirect. Witness may answer.
Ayun, witness
Your
may
Honor, yes,
answer.
I will repeat my question. Your involvement when it comes to the OVP confidential funds were, number 1, processing the request for the confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022 as evidenced by your letter dated September 9, 2022 to the DBM.
Ma'am, just a quick clarification, ma'am. When you say processing, ma'am, in terms of
Handling the request.
Request
Yes,
lang, request lang ha.
through my office, ma'am, we transmitted the request to the DBM.
Okay. Signing of vouchers.
That's correct, ma'am. Signing of vouchers.
Signing of checks.
Yes.
Signing of responses to the AOMs and the notice of disallowance.
Yes, ma'am.
And acting as liaison when it comes to the submission of the liquidation documents to the ICFAO.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You were not involved in the drafting of the quarterly liquidation reports of the confidential funds, correct?
No, ma'am.
That work belongs to Miss Gina Acosta, right?
As of my understanding, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
You were not involved in the disbursement of confidential funds, is that right?
No, ma'am.
And also the recording of confidential expenses.
No, ma'am.
The recording of confidential expenses is being done by Miss Gina Acosta.
As of my understanding, ma'am, yes, she is.
And you were not also involved in the confidential operations of the OVP.
No, ma'am.
And you have not met any of the confidential informants of the OVP.
Wala.
No, ma'am.
Neither did Miss Gina Acosta meet any of them, if you know.
That I would have no not personal knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. As far as you know, the confidential informants only liaise with Colonel La Chica, if you know.
That is of my understanding, ma'am.
And the reason being is that the information as to the identity of the informants is classified and sensitive under the joint circular, specifically item 3.28.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection!
This witness has already
Your
repeatedly
Honor.
testified that he had no participation in the disbursement
Iyak
of
na,
the
oh.
confidential funds, Your Honor. And yet, defense counsel, with all due respect to her,
Grabe iyak, oh. Grabe
keeps
iyak,
on
no?
propounding questions related to the disbursement.
Hoy, di ba nag-si-cheese, nag-rule na niyan? Shut up na.